I'm Amy, also known as Janitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 497, where we're talking about FOs.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been I know your work has been crazy, my work has been crazy, and then we've been crazy with doing things in the after hours as well with other things. So just crazy upon crazy. I hope, I don't think we'll probably end up podcasting next week, but I hope
Right.
everybody has a great American Thanksgiving
Yes.
for those who celebrate. We are trying to stay local and then potentially like going down during the shopping season to like meet up and do some like shopping with the grandparents because they're always like, what should we get them? And I was like,
Hmm.
how about we meet halfway and you walk around with them and you understand what they want,
Hmm.
which I think the kids are super excited about, and the grandparents too, maybe a little bit. So
Okay.
yeah,
Very fun. Yeah,
yeah.
we decided to order our meal.
Hmm.
So a local restaurant has the kind of a prepackaged meal that you can pick up the day before Thanksgiving and
Hmm.
heat up. So we're going to go ahead and do that. It's really good food and it's going to take a lot of stress off with all the busyness we have going on.
Oh,
And so that's going to be
I
fun.
might have to get that. Did that order already have to go in, or can I?
No, it's smoke. If
Yeah.
you like some barbecue.
Yeah. Barbecue is tough for me with my low sugar, because
Yeah.
oftentimes the barbecue sauces are a little sugary. But yeah, that sounds delicious. And low key. It's kind of what we're going for as well, especially since a Thanksgiving is so late in November this year. Like if we were going to go down to our hometown, it would be like less than 4 weeks later, like 3 weeks later, we'd be driving down and doing it again, right? So
Hmm.
trying to kind of minimize time on the road and maximize time with family. Fingers crossed there's no pertussis this year.
Yeah. I know that a lot of dry rubs have sugar in them, but I bet you could if you avoided the edges of the meat. You could probably avoid that.
Mm,
Um, yeah. And then,
yeah.
yeah, the other stuff didn't, it sounded cheesy more than
Mm,
sugary. So,
I do love a cheesy.
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, totally understand. That's probably more sugar than other restaurants in town. Uh,
Well, just in general, I mean, more than it's all relative, right? Like it's
right,
not
for sure.
necessarily that smoke is any more sugary than anything else, but for me, it is.
Oh, right.
So,
Exactly. Yeah, not sugary for me. But yeah, and as I recall, they don't the sauces are on the side. They don't sauce
oh,
their meats
that's great.
at smoke. So,
That is a great option then. Yeah, I always kind of carb out again, low sugar, but when my body turns the carbs into sugar, I'm generally okay with it. And it's lots of stuffing. For me, that's where I have fun on Thanksgiving. So
yeah.
yeah, definitely a time where I'm reflecting on everybody that I'm thankful for. Definitely
Mhm.
thankful for this podcast and thankful for the folks that jump in and are a part of our community.
Mhm.
Again, we would just be talking to ourselves if we didn't have people joining us from all over the country. So thankful for that and the technology that allows us all to get together.
Yep.
Uh, and yeah, speaking of that, on Saturday at 1 o'clock, zombie time, Central Time, we do have a craft and chat on the weekend.
Mhm.
So we've been doing Thursdays as our weekdays and then a weekend craft and chat. And this time we're talking about craft-alongs that you're participating in.
Mm.
So again, people can get inspired, or maybe we can even challenge ourselves to how people's projects could fit into our craft along.
Oh, right.
Um, since we don't have any rules about double dipping or that it has to be specifically for our craft along. So if you're participating in another craft along, we'd love to see what you're doing. I know Amy's been working on the sock squad kits as they come in kind of intermittently. I've primarily kind of been doing my own Musselburgh wave 3 or 4 or whatever this
Right.
is. And yeah, fitting a lot of the projects into our craft along. But excited for to see maybe some faces that can't make it during the week this weekend,
Mhm.
and yeah, also hear about people's craft alongs. It's always so inspiring. I think that's one of my favorite things about getting everybody together in Rochester is just what are people wearing, what are people working on, and hoping to facilitate that this weekend.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're diligently working away at craft, things crafty after hours, but my knitting has suffered. I have
Mm,
not gotten a lot accomplished, and I feel like it's partly finding joy or trying to seek joy when I craft that I'm just going back into my multi-craftual and also non-monogamous knitting. So on top of not knitting on one project and knitting on a plethora, I am also cross stitching. Uh, I forget, I had another one in my head before I started talking, but I have had other hobbies kind of sneak in to work on for, yeah. Anyway, all that to say is I only have one FO, and I'm not even
okay.
sure if I've already talked about it,
Okay. Well, let's hear it.
but I am excited to hear about people's craft alongs because that does always inspire me. So,
Mm,
this is my uh y what's this called?
mhm.
Yonder years. So,
Yeah.
this is a Max Sire. It's in the Lane book Worsted. Uh, and I've knit a couple things out of that book already, and I have plans to knit at least one more thing out of that book. So I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorites, so check it out. And then it's a happy yellow cover, and I believe that all of the patterns were curated by Amy Lebenami. So you can see all those beautiful colors and see what everybody did with her inspiration. But yeah, this yarn is Farmer's Daughter's Fibers. And I saw a Minnesota friend in their newsletter today. So if you wanted to check that out.
Yeah. So pretty. I do remember you working on it, and I know I've already made this comment, but I can't stop myself. I love when a yoke transitions and the rest of
Yes.
the body is a different color. I think that's just so yeah, it's a nice like draw your attention to the top
Yeah.
and then yeah,
Well,
transition.
and it's such an interesting pattern because my brain wants to turn this into a little person. And then my
Maybe
brain,
like the Among Us guy, right?
yeah,
Or
so
something. Yeah.
this is a heart and
Hmm.
but they're not classically so, right? Because
Yeah.
this is like squared off and
Yeah.
very and then it has this little peg on it. So it's definitely not a heart, but you see a heart and then same with this guy, it's like a little
Yeah.
skirt, some feet, a face.
Yeah.
So-
The heart almost could be like a whirligig from a tree. Um,
Oh, yes, yes,
kind of a
yes.
yeah, it's kind of a Rorschach test.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
like I like the whirly gig. That's a good one. I see it too.
Woo!
Yes.
And then there's somebody in a dress dancing
Yep.
amongst the whirligigs.
So yeah, this sweater was a lot of fun to make, and
It looks
I
like so warm and cozy. Like
yes,
the Huga is real there. Yeah.
yes, very wonderful. This is, of course, one of their bases, the Farmer's Daughter's Fibers. I believe it's a Rambouillet.
Mm.
Um, that's a lot of what I buy from them is their Rambouillet base, but I would have to look at the tags to find out if that's true or not.
Yeah. I caked up Ellie's yarn that we got when we were in Portland,
Mhm.
and was looking at the fiber content I had forgotten, and it's so unique. It gave me pause. I love my dear daughter. Don't get me wrong, and I love making things for her, but I was kind of like, do I want to make a full sweater for her out of this really nice, unique, like I don't have anything else in my stash that's like it yarn.
Mhm.
But yes, I do. I do. I bought enough for me as well. But it would have to be striped because they didn't
Mhm.
have like a full enough lot to get two sweater quantities in the
Okay.
same blue. So I got a blue and a purple, but yeah, I paused. I was like, ooh, this, I forgot. This is like a really interesting combination of breeds, and it's yeah, it's got a neat feel. But anyway, yeah, I love the Rambo. It makes some
What
really nice, yeah.
an interesting reframe is that you're knitting her sweater and you're getting that tactile experience, and
Mhm.
it's going to give you more ideas and
Yeah.
better understanding of what you're going to create for your own sweater.
Exactly, exactly. Hers is going to have to be big and oversized, so I'm going to get a lot with it. She wants it big and oversized, not because she needs it really big and oversized, but just because she that's the style of sweater that
Yes.
she is accustomed to. So all right. I do have not a pile, but it's been a while since we've had an FO. So I think you've probably missed some FOs, like they've been reintegrated into your
Hmm.
home. I purposely like kind of went and scrounged today. So when I was in Chicago, yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I was working on a hat. So here's another Musselburgh. I gave away a ton. So again, my stance is not that I'm going to I'm going to every year make everyone a hat. Like you get one Megan hat, and I had a bunch of coworkers that had started since I had started.
Hmm.
That I work closely with in my leadership teams and on my own teams. And so I gave a bunch of them away kind of randomly. I was laughing, like the world was like, oh, you're giving hats away. So I was giving out these like wonderful, sometimes yak, sometimes cashmere hats. And as part of the conference, I got a cheap acrylic hat back. And then went to Madison, and one of the things that was in the like you're running a marathon or half marathon kit was a hat.
Oh,
So I got two cheap acrylic plastic hats and gave out like 10 really nice merino.
the
I kind of want to
universe,
tell the
right?
universe like thank you, but I don't. I don't need that back. So yeah, kind of a fun combo of a really wild colorway, those thick and thin stripes that I've been doing. I think I was worried about running out of the darker color, but it's fun sometimes to flip up whether or not the tip matches the thicker color or the thinner color.
Sorry, I was increasing on my sock and I dropped a stitch and it
Oh no.
started to go down the side of the sock. So I was a
Yeah.
little distracted there, but
Yeah.
yes, beautiful hats.
I told myself I did not need to make any more hats. And so then I made some socks. So this is a Woolens and Nosh colorway that I mixed with this green you can see is the thin stripe throughout.
Mhm.
I've decided that I do love self-striping in skews. But because the way that I'm making skews now, there is a really big differential between down here in the foot, which was too roomy for me, and then I still get the increases in to make sure that the heel isn't too taut and it fits over my heel. I know that that is an
Mhm.
issue that you have had as well. And so then the stripes get really thin. And it doesn't bother me per se, but the way to like make that such that it doesn't bother me at all is if I mix in and do a little bit of DIY stripe. So because these are metered out, I feel like you see less of the like really thin stripe when you get to the thicker part
Mhm.
where you're just about ready to do the origami heel.
Mhm.
So yeah, mind games and reframing, as Amy just mentioned, of like how to make a colorway. And then the self-striping lasts forever and ever, right? So I've got
Mhm.
enough to make another pair of socks for like Ellie if she liked this colorway, or to make a muscle bra out of this colorway because it really stretches the self-striping out as well. So yeah, a lot of fun, some great travel knitting. Just randomly had the origami and Kitchener the grafting be that skinny stripe. I did not plan. Definitely because this yarn is targy and it's a little thicker. I
Yes.
had the foot be even less stitches than normal,
Oh.
right?
Mhm.
And so then because you're not increasing to get to that, it's a shorter toe. And
Mhm.
then I have to add more stripes on the foot. So yeah, fun little
Cool.
challenge, fun little figure out how to make this weight of yarn work for me. And then yeah, it comes the kit or the club comes with that coordinating toe. Not enough of that to do those intermediate stripes. So I mixed in a third color.
Mhm.
Yeah, then prior to, I guess I'm kind of going backwards and uh, whip whip age backwards, decreasing. I made my dress. So this is the dress that I made and wore at the conference when I was speaking. This was we chatted a little bit about it last week. I'm not going to re-bring the subject up, but I had thought that I was going to get a little bit more flare in the skirt here, and it's a little more form-fitting, right? Like this hits me at my waist. And then it's a little bit more form-fitting. I could probably reblock it and make the skirt a little wider and flare a little bit more at the waist. But as I was wearing it, it was a little more form fitting. I think that this is one of this is MS yarn and the mega skeins of MCN, so like 150 grams, and I had two of them is the screen. I think to buy a dress out of a cashmere may have actually been what like would have cost something similar as what the materials cost for me to make it. Then, of course, I had to infuse all of my time and effort. But yeah, a few touches, like as I mentioned, when it was a whip, I took this motif from somewhere else. I really liked the combo of it. I don't know if it looks like a centipede or an amoeba or something,
Mhm.
but it's kind of fun and modern. I added in like this contrast waist where there's decreases before it and after. And then I really like the pop at the collar. So basically, right before I bound off, I changed to this minty color, and I did that on the sleeves
Mhm.
as well as the hem. It did take me quite a bit on the hem to get it right because I didn't want it to be too tight where I was like walking around like not able to move my legs, but I also did not want it to be like, clear out here, which some of my original bind offs, it was very, very stretchy. And
I always think of Morticia Adams when the
but yeah, I think two or three times the bind off here, just kind of getting the ribbing, not wanting the ribbing to flare as well as having that contrast color kind of reel it in a little bit versus like be very flary and flippy. But yeah, Really enjoyed it. It's, wearing a full knit dress, I was worried about like snags and stuff, right? But yeah, definitely a fun exercise in tailoring to me and kind of like making it work on several occasions. I think I mentioned when this was a whip, I had made it way too long, like I was going to be a normal sweater. And I was like, no, this actually needs to be near like a natural waist.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm going to have like a poofy flop over waistband moment. So, yep, yep. It's a fun
Cool.
dress. It's a, a
Yeah.
Megan, a Megan, Megan Fantastic dress. A lot of knitting, but definitely enjoyed wearing it. It's very soft and very
Mhm.
warm.
Yes.
So yeah. And then last but certainly not least, I finished my longest
Oh,
standing whip. Yeah.
there's
It
no
did
way
take
I'm gonna be able to do that. That mitered square
but
blanket's gonna be with me forever.
yeah, no, mine was just finish the finishing. So I got the buttons on. I think I'm gonna end up with like the top shoe undone
Hmm.
when I wear it. But yeah, I plan on now wearing it now that it's not sitting in a I've been finally been finished pile. It did not
Hmm.
take that long. It was just getting my mind around doing it, grabbing the sewing basket, grabbing the thread. And then, as you know, you kind of like start at the top and make sure that aligns, and then you go down to the bottom, and then you kind of work your way to the middle. Yeah, it was not nearly as I don't know, panic inducing with my perfectionism as I thought it was going to be. And yeah, now I've got something that I can actually wear.
Very nice.
So,
And they look very good
woo.
with that. I don't know, you picked the right buttons. It looks very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. I mean, they're nice. I don't think you're seeing like some of the speckles far away,
Hmm.
but that's kind of some of the charm, right? Is
Hmm.
like far away, it'll just look a little sparkly, but like close up, you'll be able to see that there's like speckles that kind of match some of the
Hmm.
Jenna716 commented on my Instagram post, that's TBD by Dexter. I was like, yeah, now it's TB done by me, right? So yeah, this colorway was from our 2020 adventure in at home, and
Hmm.
she had dyed something up and said, "What does Dexter want to call this?" And he, and typical teenage fashion, did not help us name it. And and now it's TBD by Dexter.
I like the name.
Yeah, it's very fitting. It's very fitting.
Yes, yes. Um, my ADHD, and again, undiagnosed, brain cannot stop without saying that you did your little symbol, and I thought Morticia Adams, and then my brain went Morticia Adams. Oh, the original one, or not the original, but and then Gomez was he's Sean Astin's father. So I was watching Stranger Things. Oh, how sad. And then and then Lord of the Rings. I'm happy and whatever. So I just
All that was going on while, yeah, I was talking about my dress.
well, and again, I was also listening to you talk about your dress, but I
Mhm,
was like, brain, what are you doing? Like I should be
mhm,
thinking about different motifs that I would choose for a dress and all
mhm,
these.
mhm.
This is what I should be thinking on. No,
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
the other
No, it
fly
was
away.
definitely fun to wear. There were definitely people who were like, "Well, you didn't make that,
Oh
right?" Like,
gosh.
and I was like, "Well, yeah, I did." So that was fun. And as we mentioned last week, like the whole like, well, now your game, like the bar is here, right? Like
Right,
your sweaters are
exactly.
impressive, but the dress. And I was like, yeah, I know. I figured that out maybe a little too late.
No,
But yeah.
it was definitely the right choice. I was just thinking about yeah, somebody in a science field, right, with your
Mhm.
genomics and whatever, walking around in this beautiful handmade dress. And Um, you know, that as well as the, wonderful things that you accomplished with your presentation on stage, but then
Mhm.
also to have that married with the craftiness of the sweater
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
the
Yeah.
sciences and knitting are, I think they are. If you're a scientist and you're not knitting, you need to start.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had another Megan reach out to me at my company and say, I don't want this to be weird, but I noticed all of your hand knits at this conference, and I was like, oh, another crafty Megan. She was saying that she needs to level up her game, and I was like, let's talk about that. So yeah, no, it's
Professionally and
cool.
knitting.
It's
Let's go.
yeah, exactly. Sciences plus crafting. There's definitely something, right, in the
Exactly.
synapses firing there that makes us all happy. So
Hmm.
awesome, awesome. Well,
All
again,
right.
happy Thanksgiving.
Yes. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Bye.
Yep. Bye, Ufta. Finding the button. It gets increasingly hard every week.
I know that that